Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's Combo Breaker 99. I'm back with another quick breakdown prediction. All right, y'all, back with another flyweight fight that I've been looking forward to. Katlyn Chookagian versus former strawweight champion Jessica Andrade. This really is an unusual matchup. I know when it was first announced, I was like, man, this is a mismatch. It's real. It looks real crazy on paper. But, the closer we got, the closer we was getting to the fight, I was definitely looking forward to it. I wanted to see what the extra weight is going to do for Jessica Andrade. Will it make her slower? Will it make her a little bit stronger or more powerful? Let's see if Katlyn Chookagian is going to go in here and do what we think she can do, with all the advantages. Is she going to go in a little too overconfident? Because she comes in overconfident, that could be a disadvantage. That could definitely cost her a fight. Because like I said, when you look at it on paper, it looks like a mismatch. Katlyn Chookagian, this is her weight division. 7-inch height advantage, 6-inch reach advantage. So you have to wonder how Andrade is really going to make these adjustments for this fight. And, that's one of the things that's really got people looking forward to this. I've seen her before at bantamweight, at 135 and how she fared well. She was able to win some fights, but she wasn't really able to compete on a high level. She'd been stopped at 135. So I want to see this revamp of Jessica Andrade, who ran the strawweight division for so long, and now she's coming back up in weight at 125, and I want to see what she can do. So, real quick, here's the keys to victory that I think Jessica Andrade is going to have to do for this fight to really win to take a convincing win over Katlyn Chookagian. First off, head movement. That's the number one thing. Jessica Andrade, she's not really used to the head movement. She really just started using it in the Rose Namajunas fight, the rematch. And, she's got to make it a little bit more polished than she had in that fight. The head movement was throwing Rose Namajunas off a little bit as far as the rhythm, but in this one, she's got to be more calculated. She's got to be ready to duck the jab off top. She's got to slip in jabs with the head movement. She's got to be a little bit more surgical with it, where she's just, making it look more natural. In the Rose Namajunas rematch, the head was bobbing like it was bobbing the music at times, like she was still trying to find the rhythm. Sometimes it would look natural, like more like Joe Frazier, but at times it would go back to being a little remedial. So I want to see her more natural with the head movement, a little bit more slicker with it, taking your head off the line as soon as that jab slips, to take away the confidence of Katlyn Chookagian. Get on the inside, be physical. You got to go in there, close the distance. You can't let the fighter with the 6-inch reach advantage pop away or keep you on the outside all night. You got to make this a rough and rugged fight. So if Katlyn Chookagian does have the strength to hold her off, hey, you still got to go in there and try to overmatch her with the strength, because that's your advantage. You don't have the height, you don't have the reach, so you have to close in and make sure you are the stronger fighter. So you got to close that distance, press the fight to the fence, make it physical and make it ugly. Right hand, got to use that right hand. Again, this pieces into closing the distance. Once you close that distance, don't just make it rough and ugly. Don't just try to go for takedowns. Try to bang her with those right hands and mark her up. Hurt her so the takedowns come easier. So once you get on the inside, then you throw that right hand. Don't try to throw it all winging from a long distance like you did in the Rose Namajunas fight. No, you got to go in there, close the distance, make sure that right hand lands. And last up, I go right back to saying make it physical, because you got to be a little bit smarter with making it physical. You just can't go in there like you did with Rose Namajunas and some of the ladies like Jessica Benet and Joanne Calderwood in the past at 115, where you just go in there and shoot in for a double leg takedown, pick them up and try to slam them. You got to be calculated. You got to break them down with leg kicks. Throw them leg kicks in there, push her, rough her up, go in for the clinch, elbows. Of course, you want to stay in long periods of time with the clinch when you're dealing with the longer fighter. But you just want to go in there, land what you can, and then get back on the outside, then go back on the inside and make it physical for 3 rounds. So those are the keys to victory that Jessica Andrade is going to have to do. Katlyn Chookagian, jab. Number one thing, man, that jab, that is kryptonite to Jessica Andrade, is the jab. The jab is a beautiful weapon. And when you're dealing with like a very physical brute fighter, a wrestler or grappler, that jab in the face all night, this is what you got to do. Don't telegraph it. If you're very slick with the jab like Katlyn Chookagian is, I feel like she has a good jab. You could just pop away all night, especially when you got that reach and you got enough strength behind it. You could pop away all night. I think she has a little bit more pop than Joanna. So if she just calculates and throws that jab right off of some good leg kicks and just doubles it up and moves, pops her again, she could just win this fight off the jab all night like Joanna did. So jab is the number one thing. Got to use that jab. Rose Namajunas had success with the jab. Hers had a little bit more sting to it than Joanna's. Joanna's was more consistent. I think Katlyn Chookagian, she kind of falls in the middle. It's a good, consistent popping jab that's going to, be the more effective weapon against Jessica Andrade. Timing. You got to time the movement of somebody like Jessica Andrade. Whenever she's coming straight at you, got to step to the side. You got to throw those right hands over the top, then keep her back at bay. Just move side to side. Don't move straight back. When you move straight back, you're still in the lineup for that beeline when Jessica Andrade tries to be that bull. So you got to be the bull fighter. You got to be the one to turn her, make her move. Shake and break them ankles in there, because sometimes when Jessica Andrade goes straight in for that takedown and you turn, that last minute turn with it really kind of throws her off, and she kind of just she just kind of slides sometime. You got to make her break them ankles in there. So movement is very important. That's what I was gonna say. Lateral movement. Lateral movement is very important when you're fighting a fighter like Jessica Andrade, who doesn't really have footwork. And last up, I'll say for Katlyn Chookagian is boxing skill. Boxing skill mixed with the leg kicks. Her overall boxing skill is, way superior to just anything Jessica Andrade can bring. But I think her boxing skill is better than a lot of the flyweights. She can get comfortable in there and throw that jab from the hip. She can switch levels with it. So don't get overconfident. Just use the boxing skill kind of like Rose Namajunas did. Pick her apart 1-2s from the outside and move side to side, overall. But at the same time, mix in them leg kicks. Throw the leg kicks, and then she won't expect the jab in the right hand. Throw the head kicks. You got to throw them head kicks as well, because Jessica Andrade not being that tall, you don't have to reach that high for the head kicks. You can just throw them head kicks at medium level from your hip, and you could do some damage and throw them to the body. Rose Namajunas, she had success when she hit Jessica Andrade to the body a few times. So definitely got to mix in the boxing skill on the MMA level. Not necessarily like a real boxer, but utilize it the way she usually does. So yeah, man, my prediction, first off, I got to say respect to Jessica Andrade for taking this fight. She took the best possible of opponent, moving up for a flyweight debut. But I have to go with Katlyn Chookagian by decision or possible stoppage in this one. I think this will be a fight where Katlyn's just going to showcase her striking. If she's not overconfident, if she takes this as a serious fight, a serious threat, then I think that she can show how effective she can be with the jab. She'll pick her apart. She'll pick her apart from the outside, keep her on the outside all night. There may be a couple of times whenever Jessica gets on the inside, but I think she'll be able to either counter and take down Jessica and then get right back to her feet. I see Jessica using some good knees on the inside and kind of breaking with the elbows. But really, I say late round stoppage is possible, because don't be surprised if like a good head kick lands and drops Jessica Andrade if she's not used to this power. Because I think that this is going to be a much cleaner version of what Rose Namajunas could do, because Jessica Andrade is Katlyn Chookagian is a much bigger fighter and a much stronger fighter, I feel like, at this weight. So you're going to see a much more polished version of what Rose Namajunas could do in Katlyn Chookagian. So yeah, bigger, longer fighter. I got to go with that fighter in this one, Katlyn Chookagian, by a decision or a late round stoppage. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comment section what y'all think. I see a lot of people picking Jessica Andrade, but let me know why you're picking Jessica Andrade. I mean, you can't just because you like her or anything like that. Tell me why you think she's gonna win. I'm going with Katlyn. I told you why. Make sure y'all subscribe. I'll see y'all at the fight night with this one. Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Peace.